Hi guys,
Hello.
welcome to the second video on Lake Khao Sok in the National Park of Thailand.
Today we are going on a long-tail boat onto Khao Sok Lake. This is really pushing our comfort zone because those boats have capsized in the past, recent past, when there's been bad weather.
And the lake is very deep.
Yeah, so we're a little bit uncertain about taking the kids along. We don't know, do they have good life vests? Are there good safety precautions in place?
So watch to find out what happened.
On our second day in Khao Sok, we arranged to do a long-tail boat ride onto Khao Sok Lake so we could see the incredible limestone landscape, the great high cliffs. There was a waterfall and a floating village. We even got to do some swimming in the water as well. Finley and Izzy were really brave. They both eventually jumped into the water and swam in the really quite deep lake.
Well, at first you dipped their toes in, which I think was a good workout for you. So I wanted to jump in the lake, and then the kids wanted to follow me, so they did. Turns out it's a bit tricky to swim with two kids, even wearing life vests in a very deep lake, quite cold lake.
Yeah. We were fortunate that they had life vests. We bought a life vest for Isabel because she was too small, and our guide told us that at the start. They probably won't have a life vest that's the right size for her, and so we bought one on the way.
And now she loves it and won't take it off.
The next thing we did was waterfall. So they took us, for me this was amazing because it was a limestone waterfall that was actively precipitating new layers of limestone, and it looked stunning. And of course the water has that sort of really kind of turquoisey blue color, not because of the sand or the anything underneath, but because it's so enriched in minerals. And so it was really cool to see these naturally forming limestone structures.
So the way this is advertised is that you get to walk up a sticky waterfall. As Peter explained, it's a limestone waterfall,
Yeah.
so it's not actually like sticky. It's not a slippery surface, so you can walk up it.
But it was really cool. So we got to walk all the way up this waterfall. It was really quite steep in places and quite challenging. You know, using your hands, you're carefully moving around pools, but you are going through the waterfall. It's not a path at the side. And Finley climbed the whole way up. He needed my hand at times, but he climbed the whole way up. And down again, although he was pretty tired. And you climbed the whole way up with Isabel on your back. And we're used to seeing a lot of like the Southeast Asian people being worried or even just outright freaked out by what our kids are doing.
Yeah.
But even the tourists, like the other tourists on the group on the boat, looked pretty worried about you hiking up there with Izzy on your back. Like, how are you managing this and how are you going to get down? I could hear some of them saying to themselves they don't know how they're going to get down the waterfall, never mind you or me with Finn.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't know how I was going to get down the waterfall, but there's always a sit on your bum and slide way.
Except you can't slide on that waterfall because it's too much friction.
Oh yeah, it's a sticky waterfall.
You okay? Would you like going up the waterfall?
We go down the waterfall, spoiler alert. So yeah, the lake was great. It was really beautiful to see. And even though we're not big fans of organized tours, this was still very interesting to experience. It was a beautiful lake to see. And even though the boat ride wasn't that great because it's a really noisy boat, and if you sit at the back, it's quite smelly from all the fumes. But we got to sit in the front for the
second half.
The second half. So it was actually quite enjoyable, despite the rain.
Yeah, some nice Italian men swapped with us, so they sat at the back and we sat at the front because both Adventure Grandma and the kids were being really disturbed by both the vibration and the smell from the engine.
Yeah, that was very nice of them to swap. But yeah, Instagram versus reality, it rained a lot on the lake. And when you sit at the front of the boat, the rain and all the other water flies straight in your face.
Just pelts you.
But from Khao Sok, we kept on moving further north. And you will see more about it in our next video.
More accurate to say, we tried to move further north. It was, I think it's fair to say that's probably the most stressful, 24 hours of this entire journey so far.
Yeah, it was pretty stressful. So subscribe to our channel to find out what happens next.